So, today I'm going to talk about the decline of pollinators. Did you know that one of every 3 bites of food comes from plants pollinated by bees and other pollinators? You may ask what a pollinator is. A pollinator is an insect or animal that carries grains of pollen from a flower to another flower. Unfortunately, pollinators have continued to decline in Indiana for several years. For example, our bumblebee population has decreased 87% in the last 20 years. All pollinators greatly contribute to biodiversity in Indiana, and we are lucky to have the opportunity to live among them. The Purdue University Entomology Department says the biggest contributors to the decline of pollinators in Indiana are habitat loss, pesticide use, parasites, and disease. The leading contributors to habitat loss are development and agriculture. Journalist Natalie Grant said, "Today, less than 1% of the original prairie remains. Most of the remnant prairie patches left in Indiana are widely dispersed and exist in 1 to 2 acre pioneer cemeteries or railroad right-of-ways. Indiana continues to be dominated by agriculture, therefore there is a lack of habitat for pollinators. Specifically, monarch butterflies have been declining for many years now. In 2022, they landed on the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of Threatened Species. In native grasslands where there should be milkweed plants, there is agriculture. Pesticide use is meant to harm insects that damage crops. This leaves a large risk of hurting beneficial insects such as pollinators. One example of a harmful pesticide is called neonicotinoids. Neonicotinoids are usually used on commercial seeds. The pesticide is absorbed into the plants, which is a food source for pollinators. Researchers Amick and Bulletin said that the use of pesticides has created an extremely toxic environment for pollinators as it attacks the central nervous system of insects. Rep. Patrick Bauer introduced a bill in 2018 that would prohibit neonicotinoids. The House Bill 1012 was debated in the Committee of Agriculture and Rural Development, but unfortunately did not receive a full hearing. The use of neonicotinoids has been banned in other states, while Indiana is being left behind. Exposure to parasites can significantly reduce a pollinator's ability to fight diseases. Disease and parasites attack many bee species in Indiana. A few pests that attack honeybees include varroa mites, tracheomites, mites, and African hive beetles. Varroa mites continue to be the top parasitic cause of bee deaths as they also spread viruses to colonies. Also, a fungal pathogen called Nosema bombi attacks bumblebees. According to the Indiana Economic Digest, researchers believe honeybees have become more susceptible to diseases than ever before as a result of these parasites. This would require significantly more care for the bees. Why should Indiana residents care about the decline of pollinators? Pollinators are necessary for our food. Many fruits, vegetables, and seeds exist because of bees, butterflies, etc. Some foods pollinated by pollinators include apples, carrots, broccoli, avocados, and mangoes. Here's a picture of what our grocery store would look like if fruits and vegetables dependent on pollinators were removed. The image shows a practically empty Whole Foods grocery store. Pollinators are also important for clean air. Approximately 75% of flowering plants on Earth are pollinated by insects and animals. This then contributes to about 1,200 food crops and 180,000 types of plants. These plants help stabilize our soils, clean our air, and supply oxygen.
So I'm a professor in the entomology department here at Purdue. I have a applied research program that focuses on soil insects mostly.
Okay.
And I have extension responsibilities for the turfgrass industry here in the state. I have an ongoing project that's funded by the United States Golf Association to look at this idea of renovating portions of golf courses to native habitat for conservation reasons. So we're watching that change in the plant community happen over time, and the added component of that is that we're also looking at how it affects the pollinator communities here locally, at least those that are on the golf course itself. Well, I mean, you know, study up on it. There's some pretty simple steps you could do. I mean, they need a couple things, right? Bees need a couple things. Pollinators need a couple things. They need a resource, flowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Floral resources, and they need nesting resources.